Alright, so this is a quick review, I'll show it right there, of this. So this is the Sandisk media drive. Picked this up actually when I was traveling in the States. At that point in time I had this with me, which is an iPhone 5, and this right here, which is my iPad second generation, so I've had this for a while. I just recently got this, which is the iPhone 6. So anyway, when I was traveling, 16 gig, and I was using this primarily as one of my cameras when I was traveling, because again, best camera is the camera you have with you, so I had this with me. Problem is I would run out of space slot, so I actually ended up going down to one of the Apple stores and picking this up. So first off, what is it? Well, it's a media drive, so it broadcasts its own Wi-Fi, and because of that, these devices can connect to them. It has 64 gigs of internal memory. Now, outside of the 64 gigs, you will see on the side, right here, is a SD card slot. And I have, if you look there, a 16 gig in it. So I'm going to put that back in. Okay, which means two things. If I have a camera that shoots onto an SD card, I can physically take the SD card, put it in here, and if this is the only thing I'm traveling with, I can actually, well, no, not if I did it that way, but if I was traveling with this and one of these, I could use the software that comes from Sandisk on here to physically move the information from this to the card reader, so this becomes a backup. So let's say I was shooting with this. How would I be able to put that up on, say, Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, or even email those photos? Well, I could take that card from that camera, stick it in here, use this software to connect to this, and then physically upload those pictures. But what I'm going to do right now is just show you little settings. I'm going to use mostly the iPad, but we'll connect with all of them. And basically what we'll do is, I'll put this a little closer, is we'll turn this on, and you'll see the power light turn on. Now this process takes a little bit of time, so don't be too impatient about it. It takes a while for it to turn on as well as set up its own Wi-Fi. So it's probably hard to see this, but there's three lights here. First one on the right is the power. Second one is Wi-Fi, meaning that it is broadcasting. And the third one would be internet. Now the bonus of this device too is that it allows you to set this up almost as a bridge. So if you're at home, this will connect to your actual internet, so that even though your devices are connected to this Wi-Fi, you'll see all three lights just went on. These will connect to this, and this connects to the internet, so you don't lose your internet. Now, if it is a device when you're out on the road, what happens is that this will actually allow your cell phone or device with cellular to connect to this via Wi-Fi and keep your cellular running, so again, you still have access to the internet. Alright, so I'm going to put this down, so I'm just going to drop it right here. And again, we got the three devices here. One of their things was that, you could have multiple devices plugged into this at any time. So I'm going to turn this on. We'll make sure it's, and I'll just do one of these, password right here. Okay, so that's that. I want to make sure, yeah, I haven't done my iCloud. Battery's low. Hopefully you can see that okay. We'll try to do this fairly quick. iPhone, same deal. So this is the iPhone 5. Okay, and then the newest iPhone here. Nicely fit. Okay, so I'm basically going to look for that Sandisk software. So we're going to come here. SAN. So there it is, media drive. You'll see it show up right there. I'm going to turn that one on. Same thing on these ones. So now, as a little bit of warning, we had an iPhone 4 before I got these, and one of the issues, we found that the 4 had some problems connecting to it. Now, I never did this, so I have to see. I may have to, before I turn this on, go in to, would you like to? Sure. Next, don't care. This is all the setup. Okay, so this one connected. So Sandisk updated its software just recently. And you'll see all these devices come online. So you'll see it says connected. One of the biggest things too is that if you buy one of these, I know when I did, it actually required a firmware update. So, good enough. So you'll see, especially on the iPhones, it's broken into videos, music, photos, and files. Now, these are kind of, they have little pre-built folders on internally, so when you plug this into a computer you can drag stuff on. But you'll see, I'll bring this up a little bit on the iPad. So on the iPad it says Drive and iPad. So if you're looking for videos that are strictly on the iPad or anything photo-wise in the camera app, you'll see it shows that, which just streams. Now, what's nice about this is that if I didn't want this movie here anymore, but I didn't want to get rid of it, what I can do is I can select it, and then all I do is I share it, and it says where would you like to share it, and I'll say save to. I have the choice because I have a card in here, save to card or save to the media drive, and I'm going to actually save it to the media drive. So I'm going to click that, and you'll see it says preparing data for transfer, and as soon as it gets that file ready it'll start sending it. Now I'll put that down. So the iPad is working with the card right now, or with the Sandisk. Setting up is pretty easy. You'll actually see inside it there's a nice little, I got my iPhone here, nice little settings button, and inside it's basically, you know, connect to the internet, admin, change your password, change your Wi-Fi settings, transfer your contacts. This is actually nice if you want to transfer your contacts on here, so I can import the contacts from the drive or export contacts to drive. So as a backup, right, I can say select all of them and export them. You say yeah, and it just 178 contacts, and this is going, iPad finished transferring, just so you know. So it says please wait. There you go, copy complete. Nice little backup. Always important to remember, right? Backup is your responsibility. It's not somebody else's, it's yours. So cool. Last little test that we want to do, of course, is that when I can move, like we see in any of this, I can move pretty much any file, well, not any file, any photo or video file from this device to this. But let's see, that's also nice to show you here. It tells you battery, available memory on the internal drive, and available card memory. You'll see my card is almost full because I have a whole bunch of movies on it, which is actually where we're going to try to stream from. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come back here under Files, and Files lets us actually choose from where, right? Media drive or the SD card. So I'm going to actually pick from the SD card. I'm going to get that down here. Okay, oops, SD card. Okay, same thing in here, Files. This is the iPhone 5. SD card. Same deal. Okay, same there, and copy complete there. We're going to go back to Files on this one. Little different layout on the iPad. SD card. There they all are. And we will pick a, I don't know, let's see what we have here. Let's pick Wally. Okay, so this is about a gig file, and I'm just going to go, and it may take longer on the iPad because of the slower devices, but we'll find out. So I'll say play Wally, and play Wally. So 3 devices. You'll see the iPhone 5 kicked in, or sorry, iPhone 6 kicked in first. This one is AirPlaying for some reason. I think it was set to AirPlay before, so I'll turn that AirPlay off. Come back to the iPad. So iPhone 6, perfect. It's streaming already. Okay, actually the iPad 2 is pulling nicely, and the iPhone 5 is coming as well. So I got 3 devices pulling, and that is pulling the same file. Alright, so that's great. Big movies. I'm going to stop all these. Done. 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 Okay, so last one is, let's pick different ones. So I'm going to do just from the top. So we got Captain America, Frozen, and Green Lantern. So I'll do Captain America on this one, Frozen on this one, Green Lantern on this one. So if you were traveling around in a car and had a whole bunch of people, or anywhere where you just wanted to have that extra bit of storage, so this right now is pushing 64 internal and 16 gig through the SD card. So these are big files, right? So here comes this one. Oh, here goes that one. Just make sure. That one's going. I think this one is actually still trying to buffer, because I tried to force it earlier than it was able to. So it's got a bit of a buffer there. So there you go. All of them are playing. So it says 5. I'm kind of rushing it because my iPad is low on battery, but I have had all 3 of these easily streaming at the same time. These ones are going now. This one I think again because I hit the play button early. But there you go. All kind of going at the same time, which is good. You know, I have no issues with these. I think it's a wonderful device. 120 bucks about for this, for the internal 64. But it's just nice. It's nice to know that we have software that will, there it goes, to actually allow us to kind of extend or expand our iPhone's internal storage. So being able to offload these files and bring them in and out back to this as a little medium is quite awesome. So I give it a 5 out of 5 star. I think it's a great device, and for the price I think it's fantastic. So we'll shut these off. Actually, one last one just before we go. I'm done on all these. I'm just going to show you real fast. So here's my iPhone again. This time we're going to come back here, and just to show you the transfer, I'm going to pick photos. So if I took a bunch of photos here, okay, and you'll see iPhone at the bottom, I'm going to say I would like to, again from iPhone, so we can pick, say, my all photos section, right, and let's say there's a bunch of photos that I wanted on, so I was running out of space, for instance, which I'm not really, but I'm going to come here and say select, let's say those ones. So I did about, I don't know, what is that, 8 or 9 photos, 9 photos. And I'm going to share them to here, which means I say save to media drive, and it says okay. And you'll actually see them prepare and start uploading. So it does one at a time. Now this is something you could do while you're sitting in the car, so quite excellent. But there you go. That's really the Sandisk media drive running on an iPhone 6, an iPhone 5, and an iPad 2. So very good, works wonderfully, and thumbs up.